Hey there, welcome back to AI Code King. Just yesterday, the team at Mistral launched their new coding model named Codestral. It's the first coding model ever by the Mistral team. If you don't know, Mistral has some of the best LLM models like Mistral 8x22b, 8x7b, and others. Yes, they are not good at naming. But hey, at least the models are good. They say that Codestral is trained on more than 80 programming languages and outperforms previous code models, including the largest ones. That's pretty cool. Anyway, it is a 22 billion parameter model, just like their 8x22b model. It supports a context length of 32K, which is pretty average, I would say. I mean, it's higher than Llama, but still pretty low compared to something like GPT-4O, which supports upwards of 128K context length. And with coding models, it really becomes necessary because writing code often requires context from multiple lengthy code files. I mean, Gemini has a 1 million context length. So, I don't know. Anyway, Codestral is also now available on a Llama as well as Hugging Face. So, you can try it out from there. They also have it on their platform, which you can use for free if you want to give it a try. Despite being a smaller model than Llama 370b, it claims to beat it in most coding benchmarks. So, let's take a look at the benchmarks. In the Human Evil Python benchmark, it beats Code Llama, Llama 3, and DeepSeek Coder. In the C++ benchmark, it beats Code Llama, but couldn't beat DeepSeek Coder or Llama 3. In the Bash benchmark, it wins against all the other models. It also wins in the Java and PHP benchmarks against others. Then, it loses again in TypeScript and C#. So, if we look at the average human evil, you can see that it wins. This basically means that despite being a smaller model than the competitors, it is still able to beat them. Pretty cool. There's also a human evil IFIM benchmark that they have shared. This benchmark consists of Java, JavaScript, and Python. In this benchmark, it also beats all the other coding models and scores the top position. Pretty cool. Although, one thing I didn't like about this benchmark was that CodeQuen wasn't included. Because even after all this, it couldn't match CodeQuen's performance. And just to let you know, CodeQuen is a 7 billion parameter model, almost 3x smaller than Codestral. If I add CodeQuen to the chart here, you can see that CodeQuen wins in most of the benchmarks. That tells you how great CodeQuen is, despite being a smaller model than Mistral. Another thing that is weird with this model is their licensing structure. Although this is an open source or open weights model, it comes with a somewhat restrictive license. They call this the Mistral AI non-production license. Here they say that this license allows developers to use their technology for non-commercial purposes and to support research work. Although I don't know the nitty-gritty of this license, if you know more about what this means, please comment and let me know. But what I think this means is that you won't be able to use the model in any commercial application. To do that, you'll need to get permission from them, which is fine as long as you want to use it as your copilot. But if you want to use it in a commercial-grade application, it would not be legal, as they say. Meta's Llama models also have similar licensing, I believe, but I'm not fully sure about it. If you know what this license exactly means, let me know in the comments. Anyway, if we move forward, it also supports fill-in-the-middle capabilities, which is actually great for coding. You can think of it like this. If you have Codestral as a copilot in your editor, you can define a function and a return type of the function, and the copilot, which in this case is Codestral, can fill in the gap much better because it knows what the function is about from the function name. and it also knows what type of variable to return. It's pretty cool. This approach is also used by OpenAI models. So, if you use Github Copilot, you can give this method a try, and you'll get some great results with it. If we look at its API pricing, then it's quite competitive, but not as competitive as Llama 3. It costs $1 per 1 million tokens for input, while for output, it costs $3 per 1 million tokens. Anyway, let's go ahead and give it a try now. First, let's try it from their chat platform. You can go over to their chat platform and sign up. Once you are signed up, you'll see this screen. Now, over here, you'll need to select the Codestral model. Now, let's start our test. They say that it can code in 80+ languages. So, we'll try to generate different code in different languages. First, let's ask it to generate an HTML landing page. Because yes, HTML is a programming language. Anyway, this is the code it generates. It's an extreme boilerplate. No styling, no nothing, even though I asked it to generate a beautiful landing page with HTML and CSS. So, I think it's not a good front-end engineer. It won't be worth running this code. It's really bad. Let's see if it can generate some good back-end code in Python. Here, I have asked it to create a Python program that takes two numbers, then sums them, then takes that sum and multiplies it with a random number, and then divides that output by a random number, and then outputs the number. This is a good prompt if you want to know if it can follow along with your instructions. Okay, so we have the code here. One thing I have to say is that it's very fast on their platform. It may be that they are using Grok for their inference, but it's really, really fast. Anyway, the code looks fine. Let's try to run it. Okay, so over here I have run it, and if I give it the inputs, you can see that it works just as expected. So, it's pretty cool. Now, let's ask it to make a game of life that works in the terminal. Okay, so we have the code over here. Let's run it. Okay, so it works pretty well. So, overall it works pretty well for most use cases. You can try it with the language you use because it almost supports all of them. You can also install it locally with Llama and start using it as a copilot in your editor. If you want me to make a tutorial about how you can set it up correctly as a copilot, then let me know in the comments. I'll make a video about it. Anyway, go ahead and give it a try, and let me know your results in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option below this video. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.